I literally have bought so many books that I don't even know how to put them all in one frame. Don't fall over. I feel like this could be more dramatic. I was trying so hard. Hi and welcome back to my booktube channel, Books with Leo. My name's Leora and I talk on here about books, and today I have a book haul for you guys. I'm really excited to share with you guys all of the books that I've bought recently. I've bought so many books. It's slightly ridiculous. Like, you can see lots of books surrounding me on this bed right now, and I bought all of them. Yeah, I did. I think it's 32 books-ish. I don't know. I counted them, but I forgot. But that's around the number. But if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Oh, I feel like this is so chaotic already. Also, a little thing I wanted to say is that I'm doing a sale on my Etsy shop. I have a web shop where I do bookmarks and prints, and I have sticker sheets as well, stationery, note blocks, many different cute things that I design and illustrate myself. And I'm currently having a big site-wide sale because Christmas is coming up, so like the festive season, not just Christmas, like the festive season is coming up. If you'd like to buy a gift early, now is your chance because now you have a big discount, so I'd go for it. The link is in the description box down below. I didn't buy all of these books. Some of them were gifted to me, some of them I borrowed from my friends, and yeah, let's get into the book haul. Okay, so this is one of the most recent books that I've bought. This is Rules for Perfect Murder by Peter Swanson. I wanted to read more murder mystery books. Basically, that's the summary. That's why I bought this. And also because I was in a bookstore and I just really I like the cover, but I also like this size. It's a really nice size paperback. It's like tall. I don't know why I enjoy that so much, but I really do. Let me read just a little bit off the back. It says, a series of unsolved murders with one thing in common. Each of the deaths bears, that was very American all of a sudden. My accent is like, I don't know what's going on in here either. Each of the deaths bears an eerie resemblance to the crimes depicted in classic mystery novels. Right, and this was where I was like, okay, I need it. The deaths lead FBI agent Gwen Melvey to Boston's All Devils bookshop. Owner Malcolm Kershaw had once posted an online article titled My 8 Favorite Murders, and there seems to be a deadly link between the deaths and this list, which includes Agatha Christie's The ABC Murders, Patricia Highsmith's Strangers on the Train, and Donna Tartt's The Secret History. I'm excited. I love a good murder mystery. They can be a little bit formulaic, but I don't know, I'm just really in the mood for a good murder mystery, so that's why I picked this one up. Something else I picked up recently at the thrift store was Gebrek is een groot woord by Nina Polak, which is a Dutch book. Obviously, like, this is Dutch. Nina Polak is one of my favorite writers, one of my favorite authors in Dutch. She's the best. I hope I can be like her one day. Her prose is honestly so beautiful. It's very poetic, but it can be very coarse as well, and I really enjoy her writing. And I already read this one. I read it during the summer and I loved it. It was delightful. It was so good. Yeah, I think freely translated this would be, lack is a big word, but that's a really ugly title. But it's basically about this girl who travels the world sailing, and then she comes back home for one summer and she picks back up where her life left, and it's about family and about relationships and all these things. It was really good. If you speak Dutch, I highly recommend. If you're learning Dutch, I also highly recommend. It might be difficult, but it's a good book. Then next up, I bought Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid. I've seen this book all over BookTube. I really wanted to read it. So this book is about Alex and Amira, and Amira is babysitting Alex's child, and Amira's black and the child is white, and she gets apprehended by police because they think she kidnapped the child, which is of course outrageous, but these things unfortunately do happen. And so Alex is so angry about this, and she's actually a feminist blogger, so she resolves to make the issue right, but she maybe even does more damage. This book is really about performative allyship, but I've heard that a lot of people really love this book. They think it's so well done and so well written, and the reviews have been raving as well. On the back it says, a funny, charismatic book that will fire off a million debates, the one to watch. Bites into the zeitgeist and spits it out with gusto. Ooh, that was so German. The most provocative page turner of the year. Well, that's very promising. So, and a really lovely cover as well. I love the design. I love how they combined like such a minimalistic background with like fun bright letters. Nice. Haven't seen that a lot in YA recently, so I enjoy that. It's a bit more graphic. Then I bought yet another copy of The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Am I okay? I don't know. I am most certainly not after I've read this book for the 6th time. because I will cry like I always do, like a little baby. I will sob. This is a beautiful love story of Evelyn Hugo, who was a big star in the 60s and 70s and 80s, and who's world-renowned actress. It's fictional, of course. She's telling her life story to journalist Monique, and that's what you're reading in this book. And she's had 7 husbands. Honestly, this book breaks my heart, and still I keep rotating back to it, because just the way this book talks about love and the different types of love and the different types of relationships you can have with people, that they're all valuable in their own way, and it's so beautiful, and all the characters feel so real. Like I can almost see, like touch them. They're so real. Really well done. And I had a paperback of this one, but I didn't have a beautiful hardcover yet, because my paperback has scribbles and tabs all over it, because it's like one of my favorite books ever. So I just wanted the beautiful hardcover that's like nice and velvety and gorgeous, and yeah, now I have it. This book is also coming out in Dutch soon. I think it's called in Dutch De 7 Echtgenoten van Evelyn Hugo, and I'm so excited. I'm going to make my mum read it, I'm going to make my dad read it, I'm going to make anyone I date read it. Like, everybody must read this book. Sorry, it's not my fault. You should really pick it up. So yeah, I'm really excited I have this copy as well. And when the Dutch one comes out, I will have 3 copies of this book. Okay, next up, I bought a classic. I know. I don't know why I did it, but well, I do know actually, because this is a really beautiful copy. This is a copy of The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. I need to read more classics. I'm currently doing a writing course, and my teacher told me I should really read more old books, because I do read a lot, but I haven't really read, like I have read some things from before like 18 something, but not a lot, and so I should read more classics, she said. I don't really want to. I feel like it also might be good for my development as a writer, in the course at least. I've heard many friends of mine talk about this book, that this is one of the classics that they do really enjoy, so I thought this was a good guess of starting to get into classics. This is The Picture of Dorian Gray, like I just said. The only thing I know is that this is basically about a guy who gets his picture painted, and then he puts it on in the attic or something, but then he ages and the picture doesn't. Or no, I think it's the other way around. I think he has like a little pact with the devil that he doesn't age, but the picture does. Or no, he falls in love with the picture. I don't know. I don't know, it's something with the picture, I don't know. It's got something to do with the painting, but I'm not really sure what. Such a great author I am already. I am actually genuinely curious to see what this book is all about, and it's just the copy is so beautiful. It's like shiny, it's got a really nice floppy cover, but it's still sort of hardcover, and it looks really beautiful on my shelves. Then I bought yet another double copy. I already own this book. This is Het Negende Huis by Lee Bardugo, which is Ninth House by Lee Bardugo, but in Dutch. It got translated! Yay! I'm always so excited when books get translated to Dutch, because it means the stories will be available to more readers, more Dutch readers like myself. And yeah, when my English wasn't as good, well, I've always spoken English, but there was a time where I enjoyed reading in Dutch better, and so I always get really excited, because I just know there's going to be so many people who can then, you know, enjoy the story. The Dutch copy is really beautiful. I feel like they really went with this sort of Stephen King vibe on the cover, and it also has sprayed edges, and it has like, I don't know if you can see, but it's got like a snake on the sprayed edges, and I'm honestly delighted. It's really beautiful, and it's also got art on the inside. You can see Alex in here on the inside. It's so pretty. So this book is about, like, if you follow me, you know what this is about, because it's one of my favorite books. But this is about Alex Stern, who survives a mass murder and then gets sort of picked up by one of Yale's secret societies, because she can see ghosts, and these secret societies do all sorts of occult rituals and stuff, and she needs to help them because she can see ghosts. So that's basically what this is about. There's a murder involved, it's very occult, it's very dark academia. There's one guy character that I love who's called Darlington, and I would give my life for him, and yes, you should pick it up. I will read it in Dutch, by the way. I'm planning to reread it and then read it in Dutch. I'm really excited to see what the translation is like as well, so just a little side note. Okay, then next up I bought The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I've bought a lot of books during quarantine, as we can notice in this haul. And this is one of my favourite ones that I've read during that period. It is basically sort of a mashup of Miss Peregrine's House for... what's it called again? Well, you know what I'm talking about. The book by Ransom Riggs. I'll put a little picture up. It's sort of a crossover between that and the Umbrella Academy, or at least that's what I feel like. It says on the back 1984 meets the Umbrella Academy. So I guess I'm on the right track. It's about a world where there's people with magical abilities, but they're sort of outcasts. There's many orphanages with children in them that have special abilities. You have these caseworkers that go to check on the orphanages to see if the children are all right and if everything's going well. But in reality, it's sort of more of a bureaucratic issue, and a lot of these children are marginalized groups and get marginalized because of this bureaucracy and all these rules and all these prejudices that people have. And so we follow one caseworker who's really rusted into his old life. Can you say that in English? Like it's a thing you say in Dutch, but I'm not sure if it is in English. Anyway, I'm being so bilingual in this video. Can you pull this on? Oh, would it look weird? Oh no, that looks nice. I just put a little light on, sorry. In this one we follow one caseworker who goes to visit one of these orphanages that need like a check. And yeah, his views on the world really change. This book is really about challenging the way we perceive the world and challenging like society and norms and values. And yeah, it was so beautiful. It made me cry. It was really good. I loved it. It's so feel good. Please pick it up if you have the chance. The next book my friend Lalena borrowed to me, so thank you, Lalena. You should really check out her channel. She makes amazing videos. I'll link it down below. This is The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. I've been wanting to read The Hunting Party ever since I saw Meg from Meg with Books talk about it, Megan. So I'll link her as well. I'm linking a lot of people. Yeah, the only thing I know is that there's people, they go hunting and someone dies and then everybody's a suspect. That's literally what it says on the cover. Oh. The beautiful one, the golden couple, the volatile one, the new parent, the quiet one, the city boy, the outsider, the victim. Not an accident, a murder among friends. Ooh, drama. Can't wait. A riveting murder mystery. I'm excited. I have so many murder mysteries I need to read, and I can't wait to get into all of them. I feel like I'm really hyper during this video, and I hope you guys don't mind, but I'm just so excited about all of these books, and like there's so many I still want to read, and I'm just like pumped up. Oh right, this one. I've been wanting to pick this one up so many times, but every time I'm like, nah, I'm not in the right mood. But this is Loveless by Alice Oseman. Alice Oseman is so near and dear to my heart. Like, she reminds me of me, but like more successful. she's an amazing writer, and she's so creative, and her comic series Heartstopper is one of my favorite things on the entire planet. I always read it when I'm sad, and I must have read it so many times now. Not that I'm always sad, but that just really brings me a lot of joy. Loveless is about our main character Georgia, who is asexual, but she isn't really sure, and she's like figuring things out because she's never been in love, she's never kissed anybody, she's never had any of these experiences that all of her friends talk about, but she does kind of want to have them, and she's like not sure. And yeah, she's figuring life out. She's going to uni, and yeah, I always love books that are set at uni because a lot of YA books are set in high school. And yeah, well, I'm not in uni anymore either, but still, it's a little bit more relatable. And as I'm a single as well at the moment, I'm not asexual, but I do think I will find some peace in this book, maybe. Okay, the next book that I bought is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. There's been a lot of controversy surrounding this book, so I'm not entirely sure if I want to talk about it a lot on my channel, but I do kind of still plan on reading it because I've bought it already and I can't return it, and the copy is really beautiful as well. So this is basically about a dark school of magic. That's all I know, actually, to be honest. Like, I remember some of the taglines being like, there's no teachers, no holidays, just try to not get killed. I've seen Cindy read it from Read with Cindy as well, and she did enjoy it because the main character was very snarky and sarcastic, but she also had some gripes with it. I will link some information sources down below so you can check them out for yourself. But yeah, I've read some other Naomi Novik books in the past. I didn't like, they were fine, but they didn't like blow me off my feet or anything. I didn't care that much, to be honest, so not sure what this will bring me, but we'll see. Ooh, this book came in the Fairyloot box, and I think this is about mermaids and pirates, but I'm not entirely sure. This is Fable by Adrian Young. It's an exclusive Fairyloot edition cover. It's really, really pretty. It's got like a sort of holographic title, and the edges are glitter blue sprayed. It's really short for a fantasy book, so I'm not really sure what to make of that. And to be honest, I'm also not really sure when and if I'll pick this up, but it is really pretty, and I really enjoy receiving the Fairyloot boxes. In this one there was also a mug, which was just great. I love a good mug. But yeah, this cover is really pretty. The original cover is also really beautiful, but I love that I have like an exclusive one. It's also signed. Oh my god, yes. So whenever I'm in the mood for a mermaid or a pirate story, I think there are pirates in this, I'm just starting to doubt myself, but I'm almost sure, then I'll pick this one up. Then I bought another Dutch book. This is De Goede Immigrant, by many different people. Some of the writers in there are Clark Accord, Sarah Bekali, Kajia Bouchbira, Deborah Cameron, Jeanette Chera, Hazra Amin, Fatima Faid. Many different people, journalists, artists, people that I admire, and they're all immigrants in the Netherlands, and this book basically talks about their experiences living in the Netherlands as an immigrant. I think they're all also non-Western immigrants, so that's like the big theme of this. And it's about trauma, it's about missing your home and wanting to be a part of your new country, and like, can you criticize your new country? Is that like allowed? What are the politics? So there are many different things being talked about in this book. I've heard many of my friends be really positive about this one. It's a fairly short read. Many of the writers in here are journalists whose articles I read regularly, and I enjoy those, so I'm pretty sure I'll like this one as well. I'm really curious to see what it's all about, and I'm almost 100% sure it will be really good. Oh my god, another Dutch book that I bought at the thrift store is A Kruistocht in Spijkerbroek by Thea Beckman. Or in English, A Crusade in Jeans. You might have heard of this book because it's wildly popular, and it was wildly popular when I was growing up, and still actually. This is one of the most famous Dutch books ever written. Like, Thea Beckman is really, really well known. Like, many different literary YA prizes have been named after her. This is the movie edition. It's really ugly. I'm sorry. Yeah, this movie was my entire thing growing up. I loved it, and I also loved the book. So when I saw it at the thrift store, it was only €2. I had to pick it up. I am really planning on rereading this, and I'm almost 100% sure it will be so good. It's about a guy who travels back in time to the time of the Crusades, and then he walks in a crusade, but he's from like modern day. That's basically it, but it has a lot of great themes in it. Poverty and marginalization, and also it talks about religion a lot, and I'm really interested to see how that goes and what it's like. If it's still good, like 10 years later. This book is one I've already talked about a little bit in my latest vlog. This is The Furies by Katie Lowe. I'm really excited for this book, but like every time it's like on my shelf like this, and every time I just like briefly glance at it, I see like The Furries instead of The Furies. And on my phone, it also autocorrects to The Furries, so I don't know what's going on there. Okay, brief summary. It says obsession, witchcraft, murder. 1998, the year I was born in. A 16-year-old girl is found dead on a school property, dressed in white and posed on a swing. No known cause of death. 4 girls know what happened. They've kept their silence until now. It's about witchcraft, it's about murder. It's like one of those toxic friendship groups, or at least that's what it sounds like, and I love all of those things, so I can't wait to dive into this. This just sounds like a narrative I will really enjoy, so I'm excited to read it. Then I also picked up Cinderella is Dead by Caitlin Byron. I've talked about this book a bit before already because it's basically gay Cinderella, and I was so excited for it to come out, but I really wanted to wait for the paperback because look at this baby. It's so pretty. I love a good illustrated cover, and this one certainly delivers. So in this world, Cinderella has found her prince, and now it's sort of a tradition for men to pick out women during like a big ball. It says here, Sophia doesn't want to be chosen. She doesn't want to go to the ball at all. Not when she's afraid the girl she loves might be chosen too. Pushed beyond breaking by a society that denies everything she is, Sophia sets out on a journey that will remake her world into one where she gets to choose. So I mean, let's destroy the patriarchy, guys. This just sounds really lovely, and I love a reimagined fairy tale. That's one of the things I always enjoy reading a lot, and the cover is beautiful. It's some LGBTQ representation, but more in a fantasy setting, which is great, and I can't wait to dive into this one. This is another book I bought. I wanted to read it during Halloween, but I did not. But fear not, there are many Halloweens to come, and it's still fall, so I might get into it. This is Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Ware. All I know really is that this is about lesbian necromancers in a gothic palace in space. So that's many different things all combined, but it sounds really good. A lot of people that I trust have loved this book, so I have high hopes. And also on the inside there are some really cool marks, which I love. So there's like this detailed description of all the different houses. Not sure what it means. And then Act 1, it has like these little skulls on there, so it all looks really pretty, and yeah, I'm really interested what it's all about and whether I'll enjoy it. I have heard that it is quite dirty, like that's a lot of dirty talk in here. Not sure where I picked that up. Maybe I imagined it, but yeah, that's this one. Then I bought The Thunder Girls by Melanie Blake. I have never heard of this book before, but I was on a little tiny bit of a book buying spree and I saw this at the bookstore and it sort of reminded me of Emily Hugo, and I don't know why. I've heard literally nobody say that it's like Emily Hugo, but it just gave me the vibes, so then I bought it. It's more Daisy Jones and the Six, to be honest. It's about an 80s pop sensation who was they were really famous, but now it's 30 years later and the old record label wants to band back together, but the girls don't really want to. And yeah, it says here, breakdowns, bankruptcy, addiction and divorce played a constant part in their lives. They've been to hell and back, and some of them are still there. While they all hunger for a taste of success a second time around, someone is plotting their downfall in the deadliest way possible. So, not really sure what's going to happen, not really sure if it's going to be any good. It doesn't have that many great reviews, but you never know. You might find a hidden gem. And so that's what I'm hoping for. So that's this one. Then the hype got to me and I bought June, Sandrino, het is jouw schuld. I had to. Look, it's so cute and it's so thick. Look at that. Of course, the film is coming out June. I keep saying June. I think it's June. The film is coming out. We have Zendaya, Timothée Chalamet. I'm overwhelmed but very joyous. But it's been pushed back. So I started reading this. I was on page 103. I was actually liking it. I'm not gonna lie, I was really confused. Like, I was reading this and I'd be like, what now? Like the who and the what? I didn't get it. But there's a lot of helpful things in the back, which is great. Oh, there's a card in here. I didn't even see that. There's a map in here. I didn't even know there was a map in here. Oh, this paperback is so tiny. It's like a mass market paperback, but a little bit taller, and it's so big. Yes, I'm planning on reading this when the film comes out, because the film's been pushed back by almost a year. And I just know that if I read this now, I'll have forgotten literally anything when the film is here, so I'll be just like confused, and I don't want that. Well, of course it will be nice to not remember like literally anything when the film arrives, but I'd like to remember some things at the very least. So I'm planning on reading this when the film does come out, and I'll be so joyous. The thing I did have already though is that when I'm reading about Paul or charities, the only person I can imagine is Timothée Chalamet. I mean, it's not bad. I'm not complaining. But yeah, I'll tell you guys when I get into it. I'd love to make like a reading vlog or something. I'll see when we get there, you know? I hope I'll still remember a little bit of these 100 pages, although I'll probably just read them again. And then, like I've talked about before, my teacher at my writing course wanted me to read more classics, and most of the class thought I'd really enjoy Edgar Allan Poe. Of course, Edgar Allan Poe, like, it's all literature, so it's like, it's besides the point maybe, but Edgar Allan Poe was not the most woke person, you can say. But I bought this one, The Telltale Heart and Other Tales by Edgar Allan Poe, with illustrations by Harry Clarke. This is the British Library edition, and it is so pretty. I don't know if you can see, but it's like a little bit holographic, and it's gorgeous. I haven't really read anything in this, but I do really plan on reading it, and the illustrations are gorgeous as well, and it's a really beautiful edition. So, you know, if I have to read classics, at least I want to read pretty classics. So that's what I'm doing. Then I got yet another double edition. This is my second copy of The Black Veins by Asher Monet, which is one of my favourite YA books I've ever read. It's a really nice floppy paperback, like the other one was as well. Asher kindly sent this to me, so thank you so much, Asher, for sending this to me. I love you, and I wish you all the best, and best of luck and many success with your new writing projects. I love her writing. This is an urban fantasy book about magical teenagers going on a road trip. Basically, that's a very simplified summary, but it's so good. It's got so much witty humor, and it's just, oh, I love it. It's a great summer book. It's a great winter book as well. It's a great book, really. And it's one of those books that you just fly through, and you love each and every single character, and she's so good at building characters. It's like one of her best traits. I've made a dedicated reading vlog about this one as well, so I'll pop a link down below. But yeah, definitely check it out, and the new cover has come out. I think this is the 1-year anniversary cover, but it's so pretty. I love it. Then I got this book, which is also really beautiful. This is a book about occult practices. It says here, Alchemy and Wicca, a chronological overview by Leora. I got this from my friend Kirina. She was putting it away, and I thought it looked really pretty, so then I was like, okay, I'll take it home with me. Yeah, and it's a really pretty copy. I'm not really sure if I'll actually read anything in this, but if anything, it might be nice to take pictures with for my Etsy store and stuff. So yeah. Then I picked up this book, The Graves of Whitechapel by Claire Evans, which is a murder mystery book set in the 1800s, I think. Oh no, Victorian London. I don't know what time that is, but murder. There's murder happening. There's one lawyer guy trying to solve them all. I had started in this and it didn't really grab me. Like I wasn't really intrigued by it, so then I put it away again. I'm really hoping to pick it up sometime soon again. The cover is gorgeous. It's so shiny, and yes, I do just buy books because they're so pretty, but it's okay because I do actually read a lot of books. I hope that when I try to read this book the next time, I will actually be really involved and really immersed in the story. This book I borrowed from Sabine. Who else? This is Meat Market by Juno Dawson. All I know is that this book talks about the modeling industry and about a girl who gets discovered, and it's supposed to be really feminist. I know that Sabine really loved this book and she's been trying to get me to read it for the longest time, so I borrowed it from her, and Sabine, I promise you I will try to actually read this soon. So yeah, that's this one. Then I'm not sure if I already involved this book in my other haul, but I think I did not. This is Beach Read by Emily Henry. I was planning on reading this on the beach in the summer, but I didn't get to it, so maybe next year, or when I go on an actual holiday, if that's possible anytime soon. Probably not. It says on the cover, 2 writers, 1 holiday, a rom-com waiting to happen. So this is just a good rom-com. It's about January and Gus. They are both writers, they're both broke, they both have writer's block, and so they make a bet to write each other's novels, and then the challenge is to see who gets published first. I've heard a lot of good things about this one. A lot of people say it's really feminist and really intriguing, so can't wait to dive into that. And then I bought Hood Feminism by Mickey Kendall. Only my sister dropped her drink over it, so it's a little bit wrinkly. Or did Sabine do that? No, it was Sabine. It was Sabine. Sabine dropped her drink over my book, but it's okay. Love you anyway. I love the cover, and this is basically notes from the women white feminists forgot, and it says that if you're a white woman and if you're a feminist, you should really pick this one up. So I was like, yes, I need to get to it. Mickey Kendall is calling out white feminists here, and it's long overdue that we drop our defenses, listen to her arguments carefully, and then change our entire way of thinking and behaving. In the growing public conversation about race, class, status, privilege, and power, this text is essential reading. I can't wait to actually read this. I've already read the first chapter, and I wanted to read on, but I had different things to read for work. Whenever I have the time and I'm in the mood for non-fiction, I will most definitely read this. I'm thinking it will be really good. I've heard nothing but good things. Then I bought The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson. I have already discussed this book in a sort of wrap-up and also in a live show for the Fortnite Friends Readathon, which I was co-hosting. This is a horror book, and it's sort of coming of age, but also horror. And it's about Emmanuelle, who's in a sort of religious cult. It's really heavy, and her mother's disappeared many years ago, and she gets into contact with the witches in the woods, who are suspect of making her mother disappear. Like, people think her mother was conspiring with the witches. It was really impactful. It was so well written. The storyline, the arc was really impressive to me. I talked about it a bit more in depth in my recent faves video, so if you'd like to see that, I don't know where it is, but definitely check that one out. That's the book I bought as well. Then I got Daughter of the Burning City by Amanda Foody. This one was also gifted to me by Sabine. This was actually a gift. Like, the other one I'm borrowing, but this is a gift. This is a circus book. I'm excited. It's also a murder mystery, and it's also fantasy, and the main character is pansexual, I think. So I'm really excited to read this one. I already started in it, but like with so many other books, I wasn't in the right mood. I'm an extreme mood reader, so I will pick this up at a later time, but I can't wait to dive into this. I think the main character is also sort of a face shifter, or like a shape shifter. Oh no, wait, that's true. She can do, okay, so the main character can sort of make other people, like, not like all women. God. Okay, so I don't mean that she can give birth to people. Well, I guess she can as well. That's besides the point. She can like create illusions that are alive and function as normal people, and then somebody starts killing off those illusions. That's what this book is about. Really messy description, but I'm really curious to see if it's any good. I know that Sabine liked it, but didn't love it. So that's also why she gave it to me. Then I got a couple of books from my friend Kirina, because she was throwing some away that she didn't want anymore, and there were a couple in there that I was interested in. So one of those is If We Were Villains by ML Rio. Oh no, I'm borrowing this one. She didn't want to throw this away. I'm borrowing this, sorry. So this is like, a lot of people have compared this book to The Secret History, and I know a lot of people didn't like this one as much as they did like The Secret History, but I didn't like The Secret History, and a lot of the criticisms I had of The Secret History, people say are better in this book. So I'm really curious to read this one. It's also about a group of pretentious students, and then one gets murdered and one gets locked up, but like, is it the right one? And there's like toxic friendships, it's like dark academia, they're dramatic theatre students. It sounds like everything I could possibly need in my life, so. And then she gave to me People Like Us by Dana Mailer, which is also a murder mystery, but this is a YA murder mystery. And it's like about popular girls and somebody gets murdered. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I don't know if I will read this, but I think it's a fairly quick read and it is something I'm interested in. Like, I was interested in it a couple of years ago. So I might read it, not sure, otherwise I'll just gift it to somebody else. And then she also gave me Death Note, which is a manga, which is the first manga I own now. I've been reading a lot more graphic novels and comics, and I thought, let's try some manga anyway if it's being gifted to me. Oh my god, we've arrived at the last 2 books. I'm glad, because like my throat is starting to hurt from all this talking. So first one is yet another Fairyloot book, and this one is gorgeous. This is Star Daughter by Shweta Thakrar, and oh my god, it's beautiful, beautiful. I've already been really enthusiastic about this in my unboxing, but it's just, look at this cover. It's like one of the most beautiful things I've ever laid my eyes upon, and the inside is beautiful as well. It's got reverse dust jacket cover art. It's got everything you could possibly want. I'm not really sure what this one is about, but I do know that there's some sort of magical competition going on in here, which is something I always really enjoy in books. So yeah, if you want to know more about this, you can also check out my Fairyloot video. But I also do know that Leonie Taylor blurbed it, and I love Leonie Taylor, so I'm excited. Oh my god, it's the last book! We've arrived at the last book, which is A Beautifully Foolish Endeavour by Hank Green. But the English title of the first book was An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green, and I loved that book. It was basically, it was sort of sci-fi about a girl who discovers a statue, and it turns out that that statue is a sort of alien, and then it gets really into dreams. But it's also a book that talks a lot about social media, the relationship humans have to social media, and the way we put ourselves out there on the internet, and it's about relationships as well. The main character was a person I really related to, despite I really didn't like her, but still I really related to her. And this is A Beautifully Foolish Endeavour, which is the second book in the series. And yeah, in this one we follow the girlfriend of the girl that's the main character in the first book, and I love the girlfriend, so I'm really excited to read this. I love Hank Green. I love Hank Green's writing. I think he's so clever, and you can really see that in his books. I like his books better than I like John Green's. Sorry, but yeah, it's true. So I can't wait to read this one. Yay! Oh my god, I always feel like I get so repetitive when I film book hauls, because I just say the same things over and over. I'm just like, in the next book, I'm so excited for this one, can't wait to dive into this one, and I'm not really sure what it's about. It's just like, I say the same things all the time. But I hope you guys enjoyed this nonetheless, and yeah, don't forget to let me know if you've read any of these books, if you've enjoyed them, and yeah, I'll see you on my next video. Bye!